if you think that you're at the point where you might want to generate your own catalog, what are your options? What's out there for you to install, and how do you pick where you're going to go? I think in general you should be beginning to ask yourself these sorts of questions. How similar is all the data that you're trying to serve? How different is it? Are there going to be other people who want to harvest from you, or do you harvest from other people already? Are your sharing needs simple? Can they be satisfied by a simple out-of-the-box catalog solution or automated process that you could point at a folder full of metadata? Or are there customized things that you're going to want to be able to do? I would say that most of us in this network are not doing anything super fancy with our metadata and our catalogs. But Todd is in a position where he's kind of at the point of a project, you know, that harvests from lots of people up the West Coast, and maybe there's a few people outside of the West Coast that might want to harvest from Todd. And so, depending on where you are in the spectrum, it might help you choose a path, you know, in terms of picking a catalog. So, when the WCGA started this process, they had to figure out this landscape. And Tim Welch, who at that time was at EcoTrust, did an overview of the catalog technologies that existed at the time. And so that's what this is a pointer to, is his overview of catalog technology that was performed for the WCGA. He goes through all of these catalog options from what we would call a simple catalog that's kind of hand constructed, all the way through, you know, the CCAN software, which is the software that powers data.gov, and it's obviously super high powered. I've listed them on the slide here, kind of in ascending order of complexity. Simple catalog that's constructed by hand might just be a web page with a little bit of code on it to help organize a listing of data sets and point people to various harvest or download links, metadata links. Probably everybody's heard of ArcGIS Online, so you know what that is. ArcGIS Online is a simple catalog, although it's very rudimentary in what it lets you do from a metadata perspective. So neither a simple catalog nor ArcGIS Online really, well, you could build both of them out to fulfill everything, but would you want to, I guess, depending on how complex the metadata needs are of your organization. And I think ArcGIS Online is rapidly evolving to add many things that it's missing, so it's sort of one of those ones that you have to keep rechecking in on, because if you look at Tim's slides from 2012, they're probably a little outdated with respect to ArcGIS Online, for example. Other packages that are kind of more mature and are more holistic metadata server products, like the GeoPortal server, which is ultimately what the WCGA is built on, GeoNetwork, which is a metadata catalog, I guess you would say under the OSGeo umbrella. OpenGeoPortal is a university. It is sponsored by a consortium of universities, and it has some really neat interface kind of attributes. And then CCAN, as I mentioned, is what powers data.gov and many other data.country.something around the world. So if you take a look, if you follow this link to Tim's presentation, one of the nice things that he does is he goes through each one of these in terms of not only its superficial, what does the interface provide for you, but also on the back end, on the server, what does it take to support one of these? So some of these are Java products. If you're not from a Java shop, or you don't have someone who could support a Java application environment, then you probably need to avoid the Java-based ones, etc. He covers sort of both sides of the review coin there, both in the pros and the cons.